Hello, welcome. My name is Manuel Leon and I am a digital marketing strategist, and welcome to my channel where you're going to learn anything and everything you need to know in order to build your online presence and grow your digital marketing. Now today I'm going to give you 4 completely free, awesome Google tools that you can use in order to improve your ranking, improve your online presence, and definitely get more customers or more clients as you go and as you grow on your digital marketing journey. However, first things first, make sure you subscribe to this channel by clicking the subscribe button, click the notification bell in order to never miss a single video. There is a new video every Tuesday. Comment in the comment box below. I love to hear your comments, your questions, anything that you have to say to me, just put it in the comments and I'll be happy to reply and share. Now, let's get to business. Google. So Google, it's a big giant that we all want to conquer, right? We all know that we need to do something with Google because we want to be on top of the ranking. We want to position our brand, we want to position our product or company, but also it's so complicated, right? We don't even know where to start a lot of the times. There's so many angles, so many things that you have to do, so many data involved, Google Analytics, SEO, numbers, content marketing. There is too much, and unless you are a marketing professional that you are completely invested into it every day, all day, it's very hard for any average business owner to learn the curve. However, what most business owners don't know is that Google actually facilitates a lot of information that you can use in order to improve your online marketing for very little money. It will require some time to learn them. It will require some time for you to put them in practice, but you don't need as much money as if you were to hire an agency. Now, for entrepreneurs who are just starting out, this is definitely a must. And for established businesses, this is something that they need to revise, whether they're working on their own or they're working with an agency. And it's very important because these tools that I'm going to give you are not only useful for improving, but they're really useful for maintenance of your online presence as far as the search engine goes, which is obviously Google. So let's get to the first one. The first one is Google Analytics, right? So if you have a website, you must have a Google Analytics account attached to that website. Because why? Google Analytics gives you all the information that you need to know in order to perform better with your business and in order to make your website perform better. Google Analytics will tell you things like where your visitors are coming from, how long they're spending on your page, what's the bouncing rate, what pages are they looking at the most, and what is the path that they follow when they land in your site to see one page or the other. It provides you with a ton of useful data that is imperative for you to analyze, understand, and use in order to improve your website performance and get a better ranking at Google. When you look at that data, it even gives you things like where are people looking at your website, not only geographical area, but also on what device. So when you look at this type of data, you're able to understand what the users are looking for, what the users are doing on your site, what products sell better, what product needs improvement, what service needs improvement, what pages are more effective than others. And then you can sort of apply this information and craft your website. Perhaps you want to redesign it to make it easier for your users to go to the pages that they look for the most. Perhaps you adjust your call to actions. Perhaps you target a campaign and focus it on a particular geographical area because you know that you might have a lot of customers from that area. So Google Analytics is definitely a must. It's a basic thing that every website needs to have. And if you don't have it, if you don't know if you have it, or if you don't have access to it, then it's time to check on it. Drop a comment in the comment box below if you need help with that. I'll be more than happy to help you check if you actually have a Google Analytics account, or help you set it up, or even check if you already have it and just don't have access to it. Now, the second tool that Google gives for free, well, sort of for free, it's Google Ads. So through Google, you can also run campaigns and run ads that will help you position your product, your brand, your company in front of the type of customers that you want to acquire. However, for that, once again, it's imperative to have Google Analytics. It's not mandatory, but I think it's imperative because through Google Analytics and the information that they give you through the analytics, you can also craft better campaigns and maximize your campaign budget. And I've talked about this in other videos. Remember, you always have to start with a goal, you always have to know the data, you have to know your customer, and Google Analytics gives you all those tools and all that information in order for you to craft campaigns in Google Ads. Now with Google Ads, what you're going to do, you're going to write your copy, create a graphic that is enticing, and that's going to be so much more easier if you know your audience. Once you do that, basically you run the campaign and Google will help you and will walk you through the optimization of that campaign in order to put it in front of the audience that you wanted to see it. A great thing about Google Ads is that you can get results relatively quickly, relatively fast. What happens is there are two ways of doing content, I think. One is more like the organic way, and one is kind of like with Google Ads. And a good metaphor that I like to use with a lot of my clients so they understand it a little better, it's kind of like going to the gym, right? So you can go to the gym, be very disciplined, have a great nutrition, and put in the work day after day, and then in a certain period of time, let's say, I don't know, 6 months, you're going to lose weight and you're going to have a very fit body, right? And that's sort of the organic way. It works that way with Google as well. You create content, you find your keywords, you drive people to your website, you drive traffic through social media, you put blogs out there, you create video content. So all these things is kind of like going to the gym in an organic manner. And then down the road, you're going to have your gains, you're going to have your traffic, you're going to have your leads, and they're going to stay that way for a little longer. Now, Google Ads, it's something that I'll compare with a little bit of steroids, right? So you can go to the gym for less time and work a little bit less hard and exercise a little bit less intensively, and you'll still get results because you're getting that extra push from the steroids. Well, it's the same with Google Ads. You're going to get good results as long as you put the money and the campaigns are very well designed and very well crafted, which they should be if you check out your Google Analytics. So Google, I don't want to say that Google Ads is a bad thing. It's actually awesome, but it's worth using when you have a specific goal and you want to run a specific campaign for a specific period of time. It's also valid if you want to do it continuously, but then you have to keep in mind that you will have to use a marketing budget continuous, because the moment you stop paying for the Google Ads, whoop, your website performance is going to go down a little bit. Just the same in the gym. The moment you stop doing the steroids, you might lose some of your gains. That doesn't mean you're going to lose it all, but you will lose some. So it's basically long, steady performance versus quick turnaround. It really depends on what you're going to do and what you're going to need for your website. So a quick turnaround is great if you're having to run a specific campaign and you want results fast. Like for an offer that is a seasonal offer, for example, you might want to do a Google Ads campaign. Either way, learning it, doing it, and applying it, it's free except for the budget that you have to put in the ad itself. But Google gives you all those tools in order to learn how to use it and use it to performance and use it to improve your business and your online presence. Now, the third tool is called Google Garage. Now, Google Garage, it's basically a workshop. That's what it is. That's what it's called, Google Garage. It gives you a ton of free tools, free information, free articles, and courses that are divided kind of like in modules. They're very easy to follow, and there are courses for beginners and there are courses for experts that are going to help you learn that learning curve, actually go through that learning curve and be able to apply all this knowledge and apply all these strategies into your Google campaigns. And the fourth tool, and I think one of the most important actually, is the Google My Business account. A lot of people underestimate the Google My Business account. When you type something on the search engine, right, when you look for something on Google, you'll see that the first two entries perhaps are going to be ads, and then there's going to be one that is going to show a map and it's going to show 2 or 3 businesses, right under that map that are most likely close to where you're doing the search. So that's the Google My Business account, is that little square that shows up about a business, that shows the map, shows some pictures, shows the reviews, shows the hours of operations. So all this data is super important because a lot of times it's the first thing that a user will see when they're Googling something or they're Googling someone. So you have to be very careful with the data that you put in there, and you have to be very, very precise about updating it all the time, because people truly go for what it says on your Google My Business profile. Also, the reviews are super important. This is basically your facade in Google. Now, quick tip about the Google My Business account. Make sure that when you create it, because creating is super easy. Just go Google My Business account, log in, or create an account, and then voila, you start filling out the profile. It's super user friendly. It guides you through what things you need to fill out. It's kind of like filling out a social media profile. It even will allow you to create a landing page. So you can put your information like about your business, you can add photos, people can start reviewing it and give you online reviews there, and then you can reply to those reviews. You can set up your hours of operations, you can set up your location so the map and the directions go exactly to where your business is. So all that process is very simple, but what is tricky is that if you don't save that password and that username like you're saving gold, it's gonna be very tricky to get it back. I've had a lot of issues with some of my clients that had a Google My Business account created perhaps a few years back, and they haven't really got involved into it, or someone else created for them and they never got access, so on and so forth. Bottom line, today they don't have access to the Google My Business account, and it can be a pain, a complete pain, a torture in hell to be able to recuperate that account. Now, I have done so very successfully for the clients that have presented that issue, but it had cost me a little bit of sweat and tears. So I don't want you to go through that. Make sure you keep that username and that password very, very safe, and that the phone number that you associate to the account, it's a number that, first of all, is a cell phone, not a landline. A lot of businesses put like their landline as a contact cell phone for the account itself, and it's a tricky because then if Google needs to send out a code or they send out a text message and it's a landline, you won't be able to see that, and then you won't be able to verify your identity in order to recuperate that account. So make sure that the phone number is a cell phone number, and make sure that it's going to be a number that you have access to and that you will always have access to. So those are my 4 free Google tools to help you improve your online presence. I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments below if you've used any of these tools, what has been your experience with them, and which one is your favorite tool. See you in the next video. Bye.